So today started pretty bad. Sam, do you want to listen to it? Yeah. So I didn't realize he was sitting behind me. He's gone. Doesn't want to hear about my day? Okay. So today at 7:30, I walked down the street and there was a dead body there covered with a sheet and about I think about five police cars. Apparently, a person who was on a coconut was killed in a hit and run drive. And what was most shocking was to have discovered that it happened at 5:30 a.m., which means that by 7:30, when all the kids were going to school and passing exactly that street, it was on a crossroads. They left the body for 2 hours, and the question is why. I don't know how long the body was there, but um, later on this evening, a motorcycle was on the sidewalk because those five police cars just never actually do anything about any traffic violations. I would have spoken in Hebrew, but I just don't think that people that live in Israel understand at all what I'm talking about because they've become so blasé, so accepting of motorcycles and sidewalks, of traffic violations, of people just stepping over each other's boundaries and endangering other people. And without any reaction, people just don't react until it's too late. And then they're like, oh, this is horrible. But what about prevention? Because my yoga school always says prevention is more important than cure. Or that's what you should do, prevent. Don't wait till something happens. So when this motorcycle passed dangerously close to my dog, I really panicked and freaked out. And the man just like made fun of me and other people, including a worker in a kiosk that I've known for the past 5 years, where I always buy my pumpkin seeds. They were just like looking at me as if I'm crazy. And when a man who's violent says to me, "You're crazy," it's a trigger for me. And then I said, "I bet you say that you talk like that to your wife, don't you?" And then he proceeded to almost attack me, which I understood probably that was like I hit spot on. That was probably bingo, because I was just calling a spade a spade. So this other man was trying to prevent him from getting near me, and I went straight home. I didn't have my phone, and I called the police. And I hope they got there. I gave the address of the kiosk, but at least the kiosk will know that to ignore somebody's distress is not okay. And I'm definitely taking my business to another kiosk in another area because I thought the way they were just like staring and laughing at me was just like really. Uh, if I think about it, I'm not ashamed that I screamed at him. I was really afraid he would hit my dog, and I also don't think a motorcycle should be on a sidewalk on a dark street, not well lit. And it's not that they warn you; they just like, and it's become like acceptable that motorcycles on sidewalks and anyone who reacts is seen as abnormal because it becomes a norm in society. And if you don't comply, if you don't accept the fact that traffic violations are not okay, that it's not okay to not respect pedestrians, right? And it's not okay to stop at a zebra crossing on a green light, and it's not okay to not allow people to use the crossing and make me wait again and again until you move your vehicle off the zebra because there's nobody enforcing the traffic laws. I'm not the one who has the problem. Sorry. The guy made fun of me. I should have been the bigger person and not have reacted. I should have seen that it was a losing game. But now I know that I'm definitely not going to go to that kiosk anymore because now I know how he feels about me. Because if he indeed appreciated my friendship, my talking to him, he wouldn't have joined the big party of mocking me. Well, let's hope that the police showing up meant that there is law in this country after all, even though they probably didn't catch him. They should know that there is a law because they look at me like I'm a mad person for expecting laws to be enforced. It's not just that. If you look at the news, there's a lot of violence going on between, they say Arabs and Jews, but I don't think that's the case. I think it's between people that are breaking the law, and it's on both sides. Um, except when it's an Arab person who's attacking a Jew, he's immediately apprehended and thrown to jail. When it's Jews that threaten Arabs with murder, nothing's done. So it makes me very upset because it just shows another case where the law is just not really applied because people can just do whatever they want. And that only reinforces the people that are very violent in the society. So, yes, the cat was saved. A very long monologue. I hope you don't mind hearing it. I'm not here to badmouth my country. I just think there's a lot of things to be fixed, and I really have no idea how. We don't have a government. They're going towards a fifth election in the past few months. If I'd known this country is in such a mess, I don't know if I would have come back. There's a lot of good things too. There's good people too. There's people that care too. But there's just too many people that don't even care at all. And if you scream when your dog is almost hit by a motorcycle, you're the one who's not okay, not the one who violated the law, who trespassed the law, who overstepped his boundaries. Why in the world would he not driven the motorcycle on the street? It's just because there's nobody to enforce the law. You can just do whatever you want. This is a great country for people that want to be criminals. You can just do whatever you want. It's becoming like, I feel like a banana republic. It's become a place where there's no laws. Definitely no traffic laws. I mean, the guy that was killed today was killed on a zebra crossing, and they just put some sand on the blood, and that's it. At least when I lived in Europe, you always found a candle, a memorial candle or flowers where there was a lethal accident where somebody was killed. I think the way people just go on their own business and just, if somebody expresses their emotions, they're labeled as mad or not normal. Well, if the norm is to not care about other human lives or animal lives and not to care about other people and just do whatever you want, if this is the law, if this is the norm, I don't want to be normal in such a society. And I don't really care if somebody says I'm not normal. It's just at the time it really was triggering for me because it's such a typical sentence of, sorry to say men, but yes, violent men. And then I said, oh, you probably are typical violent men, aren't you? And then and then he launched at me. And for that I called the police because I shouldn't be afraid to speak my mind. I shouldn't have to worry about being attacked, physically attacked from a criminal. But the point is, he's not a criminal as long as the police doesn't enforce the law. The law says you're not allowed to have a motorcycle on the sidewalk. There's no street lights. The place is dimly lit. And the man almost went into my elderly dog, almost crashed into my elderly dog. But as long as there's nobody to enforce the law, there is no law. And I think that is absolutely absurd. And when I think of the US, how there, a person can just get shot for nothing, for a small little traffic violation. I don't know, for just arbitrary check by the police, a person could just end up dead. And here they don't even stop the people. I think my suspicion is that the police is scared of the violent people and they just don't want to get in. They just want to have an easy life. So when there's a dead body, 5 police cars show up. But when there's a person like driving on the sidewalk with a motorcycle or not obeying the respecting pedestrians, they just don't show up. They don't want to don't want to confront violence. And they go after the Arabs. They don't go after the Jews for some reason, because sadly, from the politician in office at the moment, there is the sense of entitlement, that there is some sort of a class that's above others. And to be honest, I don't feel that me and anyone who says death to the Arabs have anything in common. We're not the same people at all. We're not even in the same categories as we're not even defined as, there's nothing, I have nothing in common with people who say death to a group of ethnic group. I have nothing in common with these people. But the question is, why isn't the law enforced